The year is 2077. Infernasu has made his 1000th video on the newest Roblox anime Demon Slayer game. And one move in a universal time is still completely useless. A universal time, or AUT for short, is a Roblox anime game that has been around for a while. And a lot of people have argued on what stand is the worst in the game. Some go as far as to say that a few stands are unusable due to a certain move it has. Yesterday there was an argument in my Discord server about what the most useless move in the game was, but just what exactly is the term useless? Well, Google defines useless as not fulfilling or not expected to achieve the intended purpose or desired outcome. So, what is the most useless move in AUT? This is Life Detect, a move on Gold Experience and Gold Experience Requiem that tells you where your opponents are and how much HP they have with the color of the little circle that appears on them. Green meaning high HP, yellow meaning half HP, and red meaning low HP. Let's go back to our definition of useless. What is the so-called intended purpose of Life Detect anyways? Fortunately, we can ask the developer who created this move and the stand Gold Experience for the intended purpose, which is, didn't really have one, just thought it looks cool. So the intended purpose is to look cool, which is a pretty garbage purpose, and it didn't succeed. So thank you, Adam, creator of this move, for looking straight into the eyes of Giorno and saying, screw you. Life Detect hasn't achieved its intended purpose of looking cool, so therefore it is the most useless move in the game, is an answer you could come to, but would also be a little unsatisfactory and even disingenuous. Not every move in the game has one single purpose. For example, Gojo's Hollow Purple might be used to deal 80 damage, but you can also use it to gain iframes. So, what makes Life Detect so useless anyways? Well, you'll never use it in PvP whatsoever since it leaves you open to any attack for almost 8 seconds, and the circle mechanic showing someone's HP is also completely useless since you can already see people's HP bar. One interesting mechanic with the circle that appears on Life Detect is that you can see it through walls. One of the main points of the argument that Life Detect isn't so-called useless is because of this, since you can find people that are running or hiding easily behind buildings from far away. But this argument is just stupid, since you can zoom out and find people way more easily that way. Oh, by the way, this is Life Detect's range. Yeah, it doesn't even cover the whole park area. It is hilariously tiny. And when you're playing with lots of people on the server, let's just say it's pretty difficult to find one specific person that's running from you. It's probably better to just zoom out. Another point for Life Detect not being the most useless move in AUT is that you can find people that are glitched inside buildings or inside the floor that are running away from you. This is indeed a pretty cool mechanic, but what are you going to do when you find them? Hit them? One final argument I saw for Life Detect not being the most useless move is that Star Platinum Requiem's arrow, its T move, a move that if landed, pulls opponents to you, has a long cooldown and is difficult to land. To which I say, what? I agree that it has a pretty long cooldown, but that doesn't mean it's useless. Its intended purpose is to pull people toward yourself and give you a combo, and it does that perfectly. To the point that it's difficult to land, well, yeah, you're right, I can't deny that. The developer should have made it like bearing shot instead of being mouse aimed. Another big flaw is the long cooldown. I mean, it would probably make sense for there not to be a 12-second cooldown between the initial hit of the arrow and the pull, but for some reason there is. Getting rid of the cooldown between the hit and pull would make it much better. But still, that doesn't mean it's the most useless move in the game. It still fulfills its intended purpose of giving you a combo. Meanwhile, not only does it not fulfill its lame purpose of quote-unquote looking cool and also being unusable in PvP, it also does a worse job finding people than simply zooming out, something that any stand or spec can do. So what does this all come down to? What it all comes down to is thank you moveset makers, developers, and the others that worked on Gold Experience Requiem alongside Gold Experience in AUT for looking straight into Giorno's eyes, looking at Return to Zero, turning away, and saying no thanks. Here, have the most useless move in a universal time instead.